So OpenLM's complete solution for Autodesk TokenFlex comes to give a solution to a specific issue with TokenFlex. Basically, you get all the same monitoring, management, and reports in OpenLM. Now you get a few more reports. And we'll basically see how the new reports allow you to handle the new licensing model, while the old reports still tell you what you need and what you don't need. So before I jump into the solutions, jump into the system, I want to talk about a little bit about the solution itself. What was actually implemented. So if you have Autodesk TokenFlex, if you have a FlexLM TokenFlex licensing, and you would like to monitor that, so you can connect OpenLM to it, but then you get all the same reports. Once you enable TokenFlex licensing, then you'll be able to handle a situation where someone checked out a license, maybe forgot it on his workstation, maybe he's doing something there. In any case, at 12 a.m. server time, that session becomes a double session, meaning that the TokenFlex licensing works like a Carnival token, where you just you give it a token and it lets you work, it gives you a license, but it gives you a daily token, meaning that when the day ends and the day turns and becomes tomorrow, then that session becomes another session. Now that's a problem. That means that you will have duplicate sessions. You will pay twice for the same user using the same application on the same day. Now that's a serious problem. We aim to resolve that. We aim to ease the issue that comes with TokenFlex licensing, because your server might be in the US, but one of your employees might be in China. So midday for him is 12 a.m. at night on the server time. So what does OpenLM help you to resolve that, besides telling you what you need? Well, let's take a look at the solution. First of all, if you want to configure your own TokenFlex license manager, let's say that you have a license manager, it's TokenFlex, it's new, and you want to configure it in OpenLM. How difficult it is. Now, usually I don't start with configurations, but this is so easy that I'm going to start with this one. So basically, all you have to do, let me show you here. You'll open the OpenLM server configuration tool, and you'll simply need to enable token support. That's it. That's everything. You'll need to make sure that you're using a broker, of course, but basically just enable token support. That's it. The rest is the same as other FlexLM license managers. The type, the time zone, hostname, port, and boom, that's it, you're connected. So that's the only difference. Now let's go to the system itself. Let's see what we have there. So here I have a token server. And now it's down. I'm having some technical issues with it. But inside it, you'll be able to see, of course, who is using it, and also the quantity that you have, how many, which licenses you have, and which packages you have, and so on. So, as I mentioned, the TokenFlex licensing, they stay within all the designated report in OpenLM, meaning that it's just another license server. You'll be able to choose it just like all the different license servers and get license usage on it. and get all the different reports, meaning that it will be visible in the license servers window, as we've seen. It will be visible in the license usage, in denials if you have any, in the license utilization, in licenses not in use. So they will show up in all the different reports of OpenLM, so you'll be able to know if you are far from maxing it, but it's tokens, so it doesn't really make sense there. If your tokens, you depleted your tokens, then what was the issue after that? How many tokens you actually need, how many tokens you're not actually using. You might have a few features that you're not using any token. So basically, besides having the whole tokening system flow into the OpenLM interface and interact with the same reports, we have also a few new reports that come to give you a solution to some of the Flex tokens issues. Now give me one moment. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, which are the new reports? What new reports do we have? So if we go to Start Reports, and then TokenFlex, now keep in mind that this is only for the new version 4.5 of OpenLM. Anything before that, you will not see that. Even if you try to configure, if you have it configured in OpenLM, you will not see that report. So it's a new feature. We have the TokenFlex usage, meaning token usage, usage time. We'll see it in a moment. Double token consumption, meaning which sessions actually took checked out two licenses because of that license server switch. And lastly, which licenses were released as they were idling close to the end of that time. Meaning that if someone is idling close to 12 o'clock server time, if they're idling close to, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 hours, something like that, and they're very near 12 o'clock, then the OpenLM agent can simply close their session, save their work, close their session. That means that the next day will not get that idle session. You will not pay for the same idle session on the next day. So let's start with the usage. That's basic. You get the product family because when using Flex tokens, there are no features and packages really. There are features and families of features. So for each family, you get the amount of tokens, you get the consumption time, and when it deprecates. Now a family is basically a package. When a user wants to get a license, he tries to check out one of 10 licenses, and instead of checking out one, it checks out from all the 10. So it doesn't matter from which one he gets a license in that family. He will get the license of all of them. He will get the license of the family. So here we can see each family and its consumption time, tokens, and deprecation. This allows us for great chargeback billing and knowing what's going on with our system. Now let's take a look at double token consumption. Double token consumption means that, well, let's take Patrick, for example. So Patrick, on the 22nd, he used Auto Studio. Now, he started at that point, but at a certain point, he changed tokens. So he was on the first token until here, And then 5 minutes after 12, he was given another token. So that user, that session, actually cost 66 tokens and not 33 tokens, meaning that you got 33 tokens that are wasted, basically. So this report allows you to see exactly who is doing that, and exactly which licenses are jumping over to the next day. And basically you can tell how many spent tokens you have, how many, tokens that are not really used. You can also tell who made the infraction. So you can go talk to them and tell them, hey, remember to close your workstation when you're done. But okay, let's say that you have no control over your end users. They pretty much do whatever they want. You don't even know them. Let's say, I don't know, they're Chinese, you're an American, you never even met, let alone know which workstation they're working on and try to do something about it. But now we can. OpenLM allows you to do that. We have another report. Sorry for all the coughing, guys. I'm just getting over an illness. So we got released idle licenses here. What does that mean? Well, if we take a look at Natalia here, Natalia was using AutoCAD, but she was idling for a while. And at a certain point, her session was simply cut short. She had her application be closed, her work saved, and then the application closed. Now, why would you need that? Well, let's take, what was his name? Let's take Patrick again. If Patrick was idling close to the change time, to 12 o'clock, then the system will just kick him off and he will not get charged for the second token. So this line will not be there because he was kicked off. His license was retracted. So we can see it here in this report, which licenses were actually retracted, what was the token rate. So for example, here we see that we saved 6 tokens from being spent for no reason. And we can see prevent overcharge. So if you don't want to get overcharged due to the FlexNet model, the TokenFlex model, then you can use OpenLM's active agent to do just that. So let me show it to you in action. Let's say that I'm getting a license. I'm grabbing a license from my nearest license server, and it's an AutoCAD license. Now, once I get the license, the OpenLM agent that is on this workstation will start monitoring if the application is being used or if it's not being used. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but what if I have like midnight processing, something that I'm doing without me even touching the keyboard? So me as an end user, that is. How can I prevent my work from closing? How does the OpenLM agent know not to close a certain session? So it takes a look at CPU and memory allocated to that application. So if it sees that it below a certain threshold, then it tells the OpenLM server, okay, this application is now idling. But if someone is using it, or maybe there's some midnight processing of information there, then it goes over the threshold. And then the OpenLM agent tells the server, oh, now it's used. So this way, it will not close like anything working in the background if it has some processing going on, because it will be more than the threshold. Okay, so we grabbed the license. Now let's go to the license server screen. Open up the used tab, click on the used number, and we scroll to the right to see that we just started to be idle, like 2 seconds idle. It takes like 2 minutes until it starts being idle, and you can define it to whatever you'd like, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you choose. You can define it to either not do anything once it gets a certain amount of idle time, or you can say that if the application is idling for like 2-3 hours now, then automatically save and close this work or suspend this process, whatever you choose. You can also do that manually, of course, if you go over the list and you see, oh, these people are idling for a long time. I need licenses. People are asking me for licenses in England, and I see like Chinese users. Well, I'll close their app. So simply click Close App, and the OpenLM agent on their workstation will simply save the work and close the application itself remotely and automatically. Now, this this is basically the complete solution of OpenLM for TokenFlex licensing. It allows you to know what's going on. Oh, here you go. You see it closed my AutoCAD application. It just saved my work and closed it and popped up a little message right here saying that it's recently closed it. I can click here to reopen it if I want. Okay, so that's basically it. That's the complete solution. You can avoid getting overcharged on tokens by implementing the active agent. You can monitor what's going on. You can get reported on it in the OpenLM interface, where you can tell exactly how long they've been using, who has been using, and how many over tokens did you get, meaning how many over usage did you have, how much pretty much how many tokens you spent for no good reason, only because the model says that you'll get new tokens in after 12 o'clock. So this is our way of dealing with it. We see in a few clients that started working with it that it gives them what they are looking for. This is a new module. If you see things that we can add, you can just tell us, no problem. We'll be happy to add it and incorporate it into our product. And now I would like to hear from you guys. You can use the questions box. The GoToWebinar tool has a questions box that you can use. Just open that up, ask whatever you'd like. Here, I'll be happy to answer. Regarding TokenFlex, regarding OpenLM in general, regarding the active agent, whatever you choose, just go ahead. This is your time. I'm here for a few minutes more to answer all questions you might have. Okay, thanks.